What is a dashcam? What does a dashcam do, and how does a dashcam work? In this video, I will answer these questions and also explain what is loop recording, what is parking mode, answer if dashcams will drain your car battery, explain how buffered recordings work, and much more. Frakking Creations, showing you the good stuff. This video is sponsored by Blackbox My Car, advocating safety on the road and to protect you on and off the road. What is a dashcam? A dashcam is basically a security camera for your vehicle. It is also called a dash camera or dashboard camera. Basic dashcams come as one camera unit with a power cable, which is also called a cigarette lighter adapter. Additional cameras connect to the main dashcam unit through a camera cable. A dashcam records videos as you drive your vehicle. Each camera records its own video files. Dashcams have at least one camera installed on the front windshield of the car to capture footage from the front as you drive. 2 or 3 camera systems will have additional cameras for pointing out the rear windshield and or pointing inside the interior of the cabin aimed towards the back of the car. These car security cameras protect you by providing audio and video evidence in case you get into an accident, become a target of insurance fraud, a victim of road rage, or get into some other emergency situation. Some dashcams even have a mode called parking mode where it can record even when the vehicle is parked and turned off. This will provide you with evidence in case your vehicle is damaged while you are not there. I will cover parking mode in more detail later in the video, so look out for that. How does a dashcam work? Dashcam Hardware. A dashcam is made up of a recording unit, front camera, power cable, additional cameras and camera cables, a GPS module, and a removable memory card. Most come with the front camera packaged together with the recording unit. Some will have a GPS module built in, while others have external GPS modules that are connected by a cable. More advanced dashcams can separate the front camera from the recording unit. For example, with the front camera separated, this cloud dashcam's recording unit can be hidden away to protect the memory card from unauthorized removal. How does a dashcam work? Dashcam Power. Power for the dashcam comes from the car it is installed in. The simplest install uses the cigarette lighter or 12-volt outlet for power. Usually, this socket only has power when the vehicle is in accessory mode or is turned on. So when you turn off your car, the dashcam usually turns off and stops recording. A better, cleaner way to power a dashcam is by using a hardwiring kit or hardwiring cable. This power cable is used to connect a dashcam to the vehicle's fuse box. Doing this allows for the dashcam to have power even when the vehicle is turned off. Hardwiring can be a good way to install a dashcam and is what is required for dashcam parking mode to work. Find out more on how I hardwire dashcams in our other video here. Also, there are several other ways to power a dashcam, and I explain these in more detail in these other videos, so check them out as well. How does a dashcam work? Dashcam Storage, loop recording. Most dashcams store the recorded videos on a small micro SD card that is removable and replaceable. The larger the memory card, the more footage that can be stored. How many hours of footage that can be stored depends on many factors like how large is the memory card, how many cameras, what resolution, and more. It's best to check the dashcam's documents for the specifics. Will the dashcam memory card run out of space? What is loop recording? No, a dashcam will not run out of memory space. Dashcams use loop recording to prevent running out of space to record new footage. Dashcams don't record to one big video file. They actually record many smaller video files one by one, consecutively, one after another. Each video file is the same length. Usually this is set to 1 minute long videos, but some dashcams allow you to set this higher or lower. By breaking down the video files into smaller chunks like this, dashcams can use a method called loop recording to never run out of space to store new footage. This works because when the memory card is nearly full, the dashcam will start erasing the oldest video files to make room for newer video files. This is basically what loop recording is, and why dashcams never run out of recording space on the memory card. Doing this allows you to have access to the most recently recorded footage plus footage going further back in time while not running out of space on the memory card. If you are looking for a dashcam, battery pack, or installation guides, check out our sponsor Blackbox My Car. They have a good selection of quality dashcams and guides to get you safer on the road with your ride. Does the dashcam record all the time? What is dashcam driving mode? When you start your car, the dashcam is powered up right away, and as soon as it is done initializing, it will start recording continuously. It will continue recording until you power off your vehicle. This continuous recording is called driving mode recording. This allows you to have every second of your drive recorded. What is dashcam emergency recording? Dashcam event recordings. Dashcams have a feature called emergency recording or event recording. This feature is activated when the dashcam detects a large enough impact that it thinks was caused by a collision. Sometimes a false detection can be triggered by a large enough bump on the road. When a large enough impact is detected, the dashcam tags and locks the current video file being recorded as an emergency recording for the event. Emergency or event recordings will not be overwritten as part of loop recording. This is so that you can retrieve them later in case you need video evidence. Some dashcams may also tag and lock the video files before and after the current video file to have additional footage before and after the event. Dashcams typically store driving mode recordings, event recordings, and parking mode recordings in different folders so that it is easier to filter out and find specific recordings. Dashcams use a G-sensor or accelerometer to detect impacts. These are similar to the accelerometers in smartphones. There is usually a sensitivity setting for the G-sensors that can be set so that it prevents too many false event recordings. You don't want small bumps in the road to cause many event recordings. Usually, dashcams will also have a manual way to trigger a manual event recording. This is usually done using a button on the dashcam, or a wireless button, and even speech recognition. Triggering a manual event recording causes the dashcam to lock the current video being recorded for later retrieval. What is parking mode in a dashcam? Some dashcams support parking mode. Parking mode is the recording mode a dashcam goes into when the vehicle is turned off. In parking mode, dashcams don't typically record all the time continuously. This is so that it can save power and prevent recording too much footage that isn't useful. Footage of cars driving by or people walking by aren't useful since they have nothing to do with your vehicle, so recording it is a waste of resources. A dashcam in parking mode will typically use one of the following three recording modes: motion activated recording, impact activated recording, or time-lapse. For parking mode motion activated recording, the dashcam will only record if motion is detected. Some advanced dashcams take it a step further and allow you to configure zones where motion is to be detected. This will prevent motion that is far away from the vehicle from triggering a motion recording because it won't be useful. For parking mode impact activated recording, the dashcam will only record if an impact is detected. Time-lapse is another recording mode where the dashcam records continuously, but during parking mode. In time-lapse, the frame rate is drastically reduced so that the video files are smaller and less power is used. Some dashcams will reduce the frame rate down to 1 frame per second. The drawback of time-lapse is a choppy video with no audio. Every dashcam will be different, and some will support 1, 2, or all of these recording modes in parking mode. Some dashcams will use both motion and impact activated recordings at the same time, while others let you decide which one to enable. Cheap dashcams may only have one of these modes. Aside from these three common recording modes, some dashcams have other recording modes that could use a combination of these modes, or offer smart features too. It's always a good idea to find out the parking mode specifics before deciding on a dashcam to buy for its parking mode capabilities. What is needed for parking mode? In order to have parking mode, a dashcam must support it, and it also must be installed by hardwiring, or use an external battery pack, or use another method that provides it with power when the vehicle is turned off. These methods provide power to the dashcam even when the vehicle is off. Using the 12-volt socket most likely won't work for parking mode. Most vehicle 12-volt sockets cut power when the vehicle is turned off. Some vehicles will cut power to these sockets a few minutes after the vehicle is turned off. In a hardwired installation, a hardwiring kit or hardwire power cable is used to connect a dashcam to the vehicle's fuse box. Now, a dashcam will have constant power even when the vehicle is turned off. Find out more on how hardwiring works in our other video here. Once installed with a hardwiring kit, the dashcam can be configured to enable parking mode. What is buffered recording in a dashcam? Another useful feature that some dashcams have is buffered recordings, which captures events before they happen. This is just a special way to record that makes sure the event recording includes the scene leading up to and after the event. Buffered recordings can be useful for parking mode because it's almost like going back in time. Normally, in parking mode, a dashcam is not recording. When the dashcam detects an event like an impact, only then does it start to record. It takes time for the dashcam to initialize the recording, and by the time it starts, it will miss the impact happening. Plus, it will not have video leading up to the event. You will end up with a recording that doesn't include the impact happening, and sometimes may even end up with a recording that doesn't show you anything. With the buffered recording feature, a dashcam is able to capture the moments before the impact itself, and after the impact for a more complete picture of the event. Will a dashcam drain my car battery? How does a dashcam protect the battery? This question typically applies to parking mode because in driving mode, when the vehicle is turned on, there is no issue. The battery is being charged by the alternator. But in parking mode, the dashcam is pulling power from the car battery while it is not being charged. In order for the dashcam to protect the car battery, it will need to know when the vehicle is on or off and how much charge is left on the battery. When a dashcam is hardwired, it can tell whether the vehicle is on or off. It can also determine the charge level of the battery. It uses the voltage level to determine how much charge is left, as can be seen here for a lead-acid battery. Once the car battery charge level reaches the set cutoff voltage, the dashcam self-powers down and stops draining the battery. Some dashcams rely on the hardwire cable to detect the voltage level. This is also where you set the cutoff voltage. Other dashcams detect voltage in the dashcam itself, and in these dashcams, the cutoff voltage is set in the dashcam settings. To summarize, when a dashcam is recording in parking mode, the battery voltage is constantly being monitored. Once the voltage reaches the cutoff value, the dashcam powers down to stop draining your battery. How to view dashcam footage. There are 4 ways to view the dashcam footage: dashcam screen, app using Wi-Fi, micro SD card, and cloud. Depending on your specific dashcam, it can be a combination of these 4. The first is if the dashcam has a screen, you will be able to play the recordings from there. A good reason to stick with good brands and higher quality dashcams is that the UI will be easier to use and more responsive to use. Using this method is usually only good for viewing recent recordings. Searching for a specific recording by scrolling through lots of recordings on a small screen can be annoyingly slow and hard to view. Dashcams with a large widescreen like this can be nice to have. The second method is to use a Dashcam app. To work, the Dashcam's Wi-Fi hotspot has to be enabled. Then you can use the Dashcam's app to connect your phone to the Wi-Fi hotspot. Once connected, you can view the live view of each camera, access the recordings, change settings, download recordings, and anything else the app allows. If you have to search through all the footage to find something specific, then it would be best to use a computer or laptop. The third way is to take the micro SD card out of the dashcam, insert it into a micro SD to USB adapter, connect it to a computer, and then use a file explorer to view the video files. Alternatively, if the dashcam manufacturer has a viewer or player app available to install on the computer, it could be a better way to view the recordings. Here, you will usually have access to the GPS data, the map view, and more features like video clip exporting and more. Again, stick with the quality brands to avoid buggy, slow software. The fourth way to view dashcam footage is through the cloud. More advanced dashcams connect to the cloud to allow access to the dashcam features like GPS location, recordings playback, live view, configuring settings, and more. access is done either through an app or website. You can now access your event recordings from anywhere there is data available for the dashcam and your phone. Note that for this to work, you will need to have a SIM card and data plan for the cloud dashcam. There you go, an introduction to what dashcams are, what they do, and how they work. If you enjoyed our video, like and share the video. Watch our other videos on our channel for more good stuff.